happening, family? What's going on? What is going on? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin podcast. This is episode 30, y'all. I was over here doing the math. I'm like, hey, what episode are we on? Because I've always lost track of episodes in the past shows that I've done. I'm like, wait, what episode are we on? Episode 30, y'all. 30. Been going by so fast, man. But once again, you're tuned into the Arrington Gavin podcast, coming to you on this awesome Monday. I hope you all had a great weekend. New episodes of the Arrington Gavin podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time via podcast, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time via YouTube, Facebook, as well as Twitter. Well, X, formerly known as Twitter. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, R Smooth Club Media. Subscribe, comment. I truly appreciate it. We have some great content up there. You will not only see, of course, the Arrington Gavin podcast. I also host a weekly radio show in your city on every Sundays at 12 p.m. WNSB Hot 91.1 FM. So I have you can listen to past episodes on via podcast, but I've also have some visuals up there on our YouTube. So just great content, man. So truly, if y'all could do me a favor and support. Also, this episode is brought to you by Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Rugged is the new smooth. For more information, check them out at ruggedevo.com. Got some great beard care products up there. Man, what's happening? What am I doing? Oh, this past weekend. Let me tell you how the weekend went. So my wife and I, we had a busy weekend. So last episode I told you we just came back from DC. We spent about 5 days in the DC area. When we got back, let's see, we got back like on a Thursday evening. Friday we caught a comedy show with some friends. Rob Schneider, Deuce Bigelow, European Gigolo, Grown Ups, any Adam Sandler film, you probably will see him pop his head in from time to time. Rob Schneider, and very popular man in his own right. He started his own show on Netflix, I believe, for a couple seasons called The Real Rob. So a very popular guy. He was in Norfolk, and he performed at the Harrison Opera House. So I was like the inside joke because our good friends Sherry and Jason, shout out to them. I was teasing with my bro Jason. I'm like, well, look, we've taken you so many comedy shows where we saw black comedians. Hey, like I gotta return a favor. We gotta see a white one because they're a white couple. And I'm like, hey, well, let's go see Rob Schneider. But really, it was a good concert. He put on a great show. I definitely have my I can give you my score as I'm no critic or anything, but I always got to share my opinion on the full set. So, Rob Schneider in the most recent, at least in the past year or two, he's been very vocal about his political beliefs, right? And so Rob Schneider, I remember he had, spoke on how he's, you know, happy to be a proud Republican, proud conservative. And since then, since then, a lot of course, conservative outlets are like, boom, we got to, praising him and giving him opportunities. He just had a recent comedy special on Fox Nation. Fox News is a streaming service, which is again mainly conservative content that they put up there. And he has, I'm trying to let's see here. Okay, so and this is not actually really new. So I'm looking on his Wikipedia page right now. It said in 2013, Schneider switched political parties from Democratic Party to Republican Party, explaining the states of California is a mess and the super majority of the Democrats is not working. I've been a lifelong Democrat and I have to switch over because it's no longer served the people of this great state. Okay, now let me respond to that. So California is a very, very expensive state. City wise, of course, Los Angeles is, I believe, ranked number 1 or 2 in the most expensive city to live in the U.S. But you hear a lot about what's going on in California. The homeless rate, cost of living is extremely expensive, and I get it, right? I get it. I went to visit a family in the Bay Area, and there was I mean, they were like communities of homeless people. because if you are not working, it's very hard. You can't work paycheck to paycheck in California. Like, you have to have a great job in order to sustain. It's very difficult out there. So I get the homeless rate. And like in any community, I know we were in man, where were we at? Union Station over in DC, and it was maybe just a few homeless people that was just wandering around. One homeless lady had got a little irate and out loud swearing a lot. Might have had something, mental illness going on. But when you start seeing groups of them and starting to expand, yes, residents do get scared. They get worried because it's like, okay, if they're on their property or if they're wandering by, it's it can be a hard place to help raise a family. So for Mr. Snyder to say the reason is because of what California is turning out to be, uh, I don't think is worthy to switch a party. I can see you saying, okay, look, you hate who's uh uh in charge, or kind of like your leading officials, state officials. If you have a conflict with that, then don't vote for him. You have your choice. You are the sum of your decisions, so you have your choice to vote. Uh if you I mean, hey, if you choose, what he's doing is not an issue, is what I'm saying. You have the right to uh switch parties however you want to. But again, your reasoning for switching based on the leadership in the state that you used to live in, or I guess he still does, but I wouldn't leave a party. I would just say I'm not voting for these people. I'm not. I'm not gonna vote for them. And look, there's such thing as being a Republican that votes for Democrats, or a Democrat voting for Republican, and vice versa, right? Whatever your majority of your beliefs are, okay, lean towards that. Now, I've already told y'all guys, many, many times, I lean in the middle. I don't ride with the herd. I'm a middle person because there's sides where I can agree with Democrats, and there's sides I can agree with Republicans. It's just e- every everybody's views, really, when we all come together, we all want the same stuff, right? So that was in 2013. Let me see here. Okay, he since then he's always endorsed mainly Republican candidates. In 2017, he was in an interview on the Larry King, RIP to Larry King, Larry King now, and Snyder said he was a independent but leaned more conservative. Okay, very respectable. That is very respectable. I have friends, same views. That is okay. You have left leaning independents, you have right leaning independents. There's so many parties within one party. There's not just one specific thing. Recently he has publicly endorsed uh uh Robert F. Kennedy, who was a Democratic, well, at the time he was a Democratic primary. He's now running as an independent, but he still is a Democrat, just running in the independent party. He but RFK is a person that has been fairly liked by more conservative people, because he's more of a free speech man. Not caring to calling his own side out. He's of course his views on the vaccine is really what garnered him a huge popularity from the right. But coming back, because I know that's a lot. He's like, Aaron's like, whoa, Aaron, where are you going with? You're talking too much. Get with the point. So we saw Rob Snyder. And Rob Snyder, majority of his set, right? He was, in my opinion, he was joking very strongly, uh, making a lot of jokes about the transgender community. Now, that a comedian, they have that filter card where they talk about you talk about everybody. They can talk about somebody's weight. You can talk about everybody without making it hate speech, right? Without making it a hatred or discrimination towards an individual or a group. But he was speaking a lot. His jokes were very lengthening on kind of like the same theme, and that was transgender. It happened to be, I believe, a person from the community sitting behind me, and I can overhear them. It was a group of his friends, and well, excuse me, I didn't turn around and see, but I kept on hearing two ladies behind me saying, um, "Are you okay? Do you need to leave? Do you need to step out?" And so again, I'm like, it's hitting a nerve. It could he that individual could have been a member of the transgender community, or could have known somebody. We don't know, but there was you was tension behind me, and I realized that I'm like, okay, Rob, you could come on, you gotta, switch it to something else. You never want to, and this is regardless of you, but like you never as a comedian, and I'm not a comedian at all, but I go to plenty comedy shows, and I'm just going based on the viewer standpoint. We will love to see people transition from one like story or one kind of theme to like have multiple themes within your joke set, because Rob made a joke about, I guess it was some of his like race jokes of his reaction to a worker at an airline, right? If it was this person, that person, he made a joke about a homeless. You never seen a homeless Asian in person, which he's half white, half Asian, and it was funny. It was joke. He started drifting off to different ones, but you could definitely tell he had an agenda, and I would say this, hmm, how can I put it? He found a market for it that will continue to keep him working because, again, ever since he's been very vocal about being a conservative, more conservative outlets will, Fox News always has him on, the Daily Wire always has him on. Again, he had a special for Fox Nation. So business, he has a market for it. He's fine. He could care less now. He's like, okay, good. I got this going on, yada yada yada. But again, go check him out. You might find him funny. I found him still funny, enjoyed the show. But again, I do think that he was leaning a little extra when it came in the politics size. And again, I'm a fan of comedy. I'm a fan of jokes. Regardless of your political views, like I think I remember one time I watched Wanda Sykes. Love Wanda Sykes. But Wanda was stretching, talking up very. She was talking a lot on politics, and I've never really, the shows I've always seen. She's spoken on politics, of course, but never made that like her full on set. So one time I think she was like maybe 25 minutes, and I could be exaggerating, but she talked for a significant amount of time, in politics. I'm like, okay, we kind of let's stop talking about politics. And it wasn't that I disagree with it. It was funny, but I'm just like, kind of change it up, change it up, change it up. What else you got for me? So if I think it's different from people like, I say a Trevor Noah, but even to me, Trevor Noah doesn't talk a lot about politics in his actual stand-up sets. Yeah, when he was on the Daily Show, of course, but never on stage. So Rob found a market. The place was fairly, close, sold out. It wasn't a lot of black people in there. I will say that I was the minority at this show. And you heard people in the back, or people in the crowd yelling at, "We, you can do it!" And it was getting so annoying, because they were a few beers in deep, and I'm just like, "Look, please stop with the whole 'you can do it' thing." I'm even Rob was getting tired of it, but he put on a great show. At the end, he sung two songs. I think two songs by Tony Bennett, and I'm like, wow, I didn't even know he could sing. But his daughter is Ella King, very famous singer and recording artist, Ella King, and so music must be in the family. And so yeah, he sung two songs, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So of course the group in the back behind me was like, better singer than he is a comedian. I was like, ah. But hey, at the end of the day, I'm like, well, if you have to be prepared or what kind of comedian you're gonna see. You know what? It's just you have to always look back at the list, the resume, see the comedian that you're familiar with before you go in to pay tickets to watch them. And they stayed for the full show, but I mean they were critics, and it was annoying because like with the people saying you can do it, they're talking bad about Rob Snyder sitting behind me, and then just so many noises. I was like, oh my gosh, hurry up with this show. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that was a part of my weekend, as well as Wine Fest. So my family and I and friends, we always love to go to the Chesapeake Wine Fest. It's a annual big thing out in Chesapeake, Virginia. We have about 21 different wineries from all across the state of Virginia. Comes down, it's basically a big party where everybody wants to get drunk. I'll just be honest. We all got turned. We have a great time, enjoy some great wine. And this year we had a chalet, which is nice, basically like big ass like tent, and we enjoyed ourselves. We had some amazing food catered to our tent. Uh, Again, great friends and family. But the crazy thing was, it rained like cats and dogs, man. And we never on during Chesapeake Wine Fest, we rarely get rain. I'm like, what the hell? So it was pouring down, raining, but rain or shine. They said rain or shine. They said that bold on the ticket. People still came. People want to come and have a good time, man. This is something that you look forward to. Is once a year, and people want to have a great time. Hey, we have the freedom to smoke a cigar, have some great wine, beer, you name it, food, music. It was awesome. It was awesome. So we had a great time there. My cousin and some of my other friends, they were like saying, "So what's the after party doing?" I'm like, "Oh, after party." So we leave the wine fest, we go bowling. Haven't been bowling in so long. I was actually in a bowling league when I was a kid. Have had a few bowling trophies. Don't know where they're at. Probably somewhere in my parents' like attic or something. I don't know. But we went bowling, had an awesome time. More drinks, and then later in the night, we went karaoke to a karaoke bar. Never been karaoke to a karaoke bar before, but we went and we had a blast. Again, more drinks. And let me tell you something. The next day, my body was I wasn't like hungover, right? I wasn't hungover. I was just, tired, but my body was aching like, oh my God, I can't move. So I was not. So to say all that to say that was on the Sunday, because what the comedy show was Friday, the wine fest was Saturday, and the the basically the chillaxing was on that Sunday. So now here on this Monday, after a long week, back to the grind. Of course, I always love to chop it off with you all. So that was just my weekend. That was a good damn near 20 minutes of me talking your ear off about my weekend. But want to get in with some conversations. Of course, I've talked last show about Jada Pinkett Smith. She's having a tell all book, which, in all honesty, like, why do celebrities make tell-all books? Like, I mean, I feel like you can only are worthy of making a tell-all book if you have like crazy stuff that happened in your life, right? So boom, you tell like The Wolf of Wall Street is one of my favorite movies. Jordan Belfort writes a tell-all book. That's more okay, understanding. Uh Hell, if Suge Knight wants to write a tell-all book, that's much as a story. But Jada, what do you have going on that you want to tell? Now lately, all her promotion has been telling her personal family business. Her family meaning her and her husband, and just family, her husband Will Smith. And it's so annoying because, man, Jada's getting heat. And I honestly, I'm one of the critics too. She's saying so much to the form of like, okay, I feel as though is Will okay with you telling all this stuff? Because she's very vocal, very very vocal. She's already put out that they've been separated for 7 years. I think she's mentioned that Tupac was really her true love, and oh my gosh, what else? Uh, there's just been so much other. Chris Rock had asked her out on a date, thinking her and Will Smith. Like, she's saying a lot of stuff, and it's funny because Stephen A. Smith, I'm a huge fan of Stephen A. Smith. On the thing on his podcast, he was basically saying, "Look, I beg you, stop promoting your personal family business for profit." And can I just get an amen to that? Because how eh, you've already caused a lot of harm to the form. Like, we have never that Oscar slap. I was talking with my friends this past weekend actually about that. That Oscar slap was so, even though it's it's one and done thing. It will never be forgotten. And that was the same night your husband won an Oscar, who is a hell of an actor. Will is one of the best actors in America. Okay. He's easily in like my top three, easy top three when it comes to great actors. And so his proud, most proud moment of winning this was overshadowed because of a slap. I mean, it's just it will never go away. But that whole slap was built up anger because of Jada. Okay, Jada. She's mentioned about their family business on the what is it, the Red Table Talk. So again, a lot of people are going after Jada, criticizing, just saying, Jada, just please sit down, stop talking. You're doing too much. And if you want to talk about something more positive, like how you're proud of how your kids are entrepreneurs, or any new things in your career. But a tell-all book, come on. Because here's the thing, in my opinion, a divorce is coming. A divorce is coming. And now you have this tell-all book, and I mean, it's just it's not gonna look pretty. It's not gonna look pretty. Uh Also, I want to get on to, hold on, I think I had it in my phone literally just shut off and I had like my notes on there. Let me see here. Let me try and find my notes here, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Hold on your horses. Hold on your horses. So, where in the world is I'm trying to I don't know where my notes are. But anyway, again with the Jada situation, man, It I it needs to end. It needs to stop. It's disgusting. It's getting annoying. It's very old. I really don't care for when news outlets or magazine outlets post about celebrity divorces or separation, stuff like that. Because honestly, like what is the new what why is that news, right? Why is that important for people to know? Why is the gossip so good? People don't who cares about what that's their personal business. I'm more of a guy where I like to be informed. I don't want to be informed of something that's actually pretty important, not the oh, did you hear about them? They're separated. Do you hear about that? And it really is. It's I mean, you hear about Jada and Will like a lot, and it's crazy. All it is crazy. But like I said, it is annoying as at the same time. Um, if I can, okay, here we go, y'all. Here we go. Okay, so first things first. Uh, Monica, R&B star Monica, who I'm a huge fan of too. Monica's awesome. She can sing her tail off. Uh this is reported by Rolling Out. She says she's R&B's most forgotten star. And I'm like, "Whoa." So she quotes, "I was able to really enjoy my career because I didn't have any expectations. I was not looking at stats. I was not worried about awards. I'm actually a person that, for all the records I've broken, I really have never won any awards. I'm really the most forgotten if you think about it." I'm like, okay, then she puts, I'm pretty much the underdog, but I sit very comfortable in it because I can still go where I want, do what I want, live how I want. She continues, but when I say that I am often forgotten, I was hosting the Soul Train Awards, was nominated for five, three of my songs is one category and still lost. I mean, she makes some pretty valid points, but I would say that Monica is Monica is a legend. I would say this. Monica has been in the game for so long, and if she feels as though like she's a forgotten R&B star, I mean, I hope that the fans could definitely acknowledge that you are definitely not forgotten. When it comes to R&B, Monica's name is high, and not even just R&B, like one of our great voices. And that's actually another topic I'll bring on for another show, is just kind of like the current state of R&B. just R&B. I want to have my good friend Rob J, who is a recording singer songwriter, very awesome guy, good friend of mine, and I would love to have him on. We can talk chop that up about that because I'm a huge R&B fan. I love R&B music. It's good feel good music. The artist is actually true. She is a when you hear their voices, you're like, oh yes, yes, you can. They can take you to church one day. They can take you. The soulful voices is always just awesome to listen to. So Monica again, like I said, she's not a forgotten star in my opinion, but she's dope. So just wanted to put that out there. And the last one I wanted to bring up was something I've mentioned before on my radio show a long time ago, was about there was a TikToker. Let me see. There was a TikTok star who she had accused, and I think it's still like an ongoing, I don't know if it's a lawsuit or not, but she accused the airline of discrimination because she could barely fit through their aisles. She is a very large, she was an overweight woman, and there was a kind of like a question, like, you know should airlines be more accommodated for all body sizes? Now, of course, the question is like, they should be accommodated for everybody, right? For everybody. You have short people, you have tall people, you have, again, wide people, then you have skinny people. Now, my thing is, and I'm not fat shaming, I'm not trying to be discriminated at all, but when you I'll put myself in the position, right? My weight right now, I'm about 193. I bounce between 189 193. I am an I am an out of shape guy. I haven't been to the gym in so long. I try to stay, I'm a very energetic guy, and I was very heavy into the gym, college, even, very recent, but as an entrepreneur, and that's something I always got to continue to tell myself, is about time management, man. Time management. Always making the time to do the important things, because exercising is very important. So I would say, like, I'm an out of shape guy, but I'm about 193 max. If I weighed at 580, 400 pounds, 300 pounds, I know I cannot blame anybody but myself for the size that I have, right? That I can't blame anybody else for my weight. So if I go into a store and I can't find any of my sizes in this clothing store, or if I sit on a chair at a restaurant and it bends or it breaks, I can't, you know blame be that's the first thing that comes to my mind is, oh, I'm blaming y'all because for one, this chair should not be you got to make sure your chairs are secured, and you got to make sure this and that, or y'all need to have every size in here, in this store, in this, clothing brand. You need to have all sizes, stuff like that. So I mean, please, if I'm wrong, y'all, please, please, please DM me on my IG, Arrington Gavin. Leave a comment. I'm not trying to sound like a douchebag, but what I'm saying is that if you're over 400 pounds, don't expect the airline that you want a whole airline to say, look, I want you to make customized seats for people my size. I want, matter of fact, brought up one individual who's an influencer. I think she's a uh, uh influencer that is large, that was a part of this discrimination with the airlines, was saying, I think an airline should give an accommodation seat uh to them, like, okay, you pay for one and then also accommodate another seat so that you can have more of a, more room. Again, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair because, okay, what are we saying about, are we just, what where will the message be on, like, okay, I think it's time to try and let's take care of yourself, because we always have to take care of our temple internally and internally as well as externally. The food, the worst food that we put in our bodies, that's just taking years off our life. The more I don't work out, I'm not helping myself with that. the awful food I eat, process all that other junk. That's not helping me. So again, I cannot blame others for what I cause to my body. So my reaction and my response with this lawsuit against airlines, I mean, hey, airlines will always want to make sure that their customers are satisfied and do not want to cause any issues. But you're talking about some. I really don't think it's fair. I don't even think it's not even just making a customized seat, will even if they will say accommodate somebody and be like, hey, look, you have one ticket, but we're gonna give you say two extra ones so you can lift up the knobs and have more room. I mean, that's just me, y'all. That's just me. But remember, I give you my unfiltered opinion, and I'm very blunt with it. But I do not think that's fair at all. Any form of accommodation when it comes to that. Now, uh, somebody can't help if they're extremely tall, or uh, uh, I don't know. What's another good one, y'all? All I can think is like height wise right now. Um, mm, 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 yeah, that's the only thing I can think of off the top of my dome. But or for a person that was is an amputee, they can't help themselves, with that. So when you have certain accommodations for people with disabilities, that's different in my opinion than to say, okay, look, I'm a big person, I need some accommodations because and don't get me wrong, there's illnesses that can cause people to gain weight. There are eating is an addiction, right? Overeating is an addiction. It's a drug just like any. People are addicted to food. Okay, that is true. So it's a hard kind of conversation to have. I want to continue to have this conversation though. Uh, Try and contact some of my good friends that work in the health and nutrition and fitness field. Have them on to speak about that. But yeah, when I saw that, I was like, that's a it's interesting. That's all I can just say, y'all. Interesting. Interesting. But look, um, gonna close this one up. Gonna close this show up uh now because again, I'm still trying to wake up from this past weekend. It was so much stuff, y'all. It was so much stuff we did, but I can't complain, man. It's always great hanging with your close friends and family, and connecting, sharing laughs and stories and all that great stuff. But of course, I always enjoy my time when I get to sit down and talk with you, the listeners, the viewers out there, my friends, the people I just love to have. Look, I'm your homie. I just want to have a conversation with y'all, and that's it. Because we learn so much stuff based on just a conversation. So again, please tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays here to the Arrington Gavin podcast. You can listen to us on any podcast platform that you tune into. Hey, you can tune to the pod from there, or you can also tune into my YouTube channel, R Smooth Club Media. You can check out our past episodes of the podcast from there. Coming to you 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time via podcast and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time via YouTube, Facebook, and X, formerly known as Twitter. Also, be sure to tune in every Sundays to my weekly radio show in your city on WNSB Hot 91, the Soul of VA. Look, it's me and my good friends, comedian Ciroc Fox and hustle queen herself, Miss Michelle Young. And I always like to throw in a shout out to our awesome producer, Mr. Cam Godley. We all just kick back, have a great time. We're that show that you can kind of chillax after leaving church, and okay, now you're back to how you really feel. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Tuning in to that every Sundays, 12 p.m. WNSB Hot 91. Hey, if you are not in the Hampton Roads area, no worries. If you can't find us on your radio dial, you can download the free WNSB app. Also, you can listen to it online at WNSB.org live every Sundays at 12 p.m. Look, y'all, I'm about to bounce, but have a blessed one. Continue to tune into the pod. Trust and believe I'm going to be coming back with more juicy stuff. We will see how this week turns out. But until next time, y'all have a great one. Later.